Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my Washi Tape Shop video. I recently received a bunch of stuff from the Washi Tape Shop and I unboxed it all and then started making this spread. That first video is like 50 minutes long or something like that, so I thought that was long enough, so I stopped it here once I had completed the Dutch doors and then decided I would fill in the rest later. So I also created these fun little pop-up butterflies that go with it, and today we are going to do the back side and then get it ready for journaling, which may include adding in some of these, but they're kind of doodly and I love them, but now that I'm looking at this, I don't know that they're going to fit, so it may just have some highlighter and lines and boxes and things like that for journaling instead. So we'll take a look and decide, but first we do have to get some stickers or some washi pet tape. These are pet tape on the back. So let's go ahead and get started. Super fun. I haven't even cleaned up the desk. I just finished this first video, which I will post here, but also it's the most recent video before this one on my channel, so you can easily find that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is try to kind of line things up here so that it works out pretty well. So there are gonna be things that don't fit perfectly just because this isn't like symmetrical images, and so I have to just make it work. But like, because these are extra, I feel like that wouldn't be too bad with this one. So we're gonna go ahead and use my gyro cut and cut this one out. All right, and so my struggle with this is that I always cut too hard and then cut through the back one. So I'm trying to go extra light this time. I think I might have just cut off part of that leaf, but oh well. Extra light so that I don't cut off the whole thing, because I do want the rest of it attached to the tape instead of having just scraps of it everywhere. I want to keep all this stuff attached if I don't use them today. Okay. Okay, so this isn't going to fit perfectly. Let's just adjust the camera so it's a little closer to me so that I can see all this really well. Okay, so I think like that would work nicely, and the only thing is I'll have to cut this off and put something right there, but that's okay. That'll work well. I'm just wondering if a girl would fit. She would be really pretty to be right here. And she doesn't go with these things. Let's trim her too and see if she'll work. Okay, since she's actually at the end, we'll just go ahead and use the scissors and cut off these extra florals as well, which we can use in the spread when we create all the little journaling stuff. I'm getting out all the extra flowers because they have like all these just one-off flowers that we really don't need at this part. Okay. So let's see. So we could easily cut off some of these florals if we need to, but I feel like her leaning like this will actually look best, and we'll barely have to cut off anything. And we'll just have to add in a few florals. So like that's why we have all these little ones, which are going to be a bear to pick up off the backing because they're so tiny. There we go. So like this one would fit really nicely right there. Need something here, here, there, and right here. Put that one like that. That's gonna be pretty good, I think. Oh, my butterfly moved. So what I was saying in the other video is that the tape that I was using to stick the butterflies down seems to be a little weak when on top of pet tape versus on top of paper. It's usually pretty good. So I might need to use some glue to keep these butterflies in place. So if I decide to do that, I can go ahead and do that after we finish the video. Okay, and then just those. That's a little big. We have these, so this will work well. So the thing is that there's not a lot of space to write here or here, so either I have to add some boxes in, or I turn this into like 1 day and this is 1 day instead of like 1, 2. So where did it go? It just flew. I lost it. You guys are probably seeing it somewhere and just being like, look there, but seriously, I don't see it right now, so I'm going to use this one. But I'll need to decide about how many pages of journaling this is going to be, because it could be 6 if I manage to put in some boxes, but I don't know that that would look the best. Okay, this tiny piece does not want to come up. Okay, got it. That took entirely too much effort. Okay, so what we're gonna do is trim the bottom and top with my scissors and then use the gyro cut for the edges that are all bendy. I love my gyro cut. I have it linked down below. You can buy it from their website to make sure you get a legit one, or their store on Amazon. Don't buy a knockoff brand. I keep hearing from people that it just doesn't work very well if you try to buy a different one, and it's only like 15 bucks, something like that. So it isn't like you're going to be saving that much money if you find an $11 one instead. So get the one that works. And it does have a learning curve, I will say. It took me some time to become super at ease with it, where I'm working with it this fast. And I have tape stuck to me. But it really makes this a whole lot more enjoyable. It's just really fun to use. And fussy cutting things with scissors was never really something that worked well for my hands. And this doesn't give me the same like soreness and all of that. Okay, tape everywhere. The only downside of cutting this pet tape along these edges is it's really hard to see when it's clear. So the washi tape version of this may be easier just for that, but the washi tape version will show through the design behind, versus this, it kind of covers it over pretty well. So you can't really see that floral section behind her hat, puffball, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and now we have this fun thing that looks pretty good for being this Dutch door that's double-sided. Now we've got to figure out the butterflies. This is going to be harder and a little more time consuming, which is why I split this into 2 videos, because we've got all these things that could fit. I wonder if, I think it's going to have to be individual butterflies to figure out really what works. Oh, that one would be pretty good right there. So we're just going to start with what I find and just fill it in. So this is really close. They might have intended these two to go together, but we are not going to do that. Sorry if my head gets in the video. I have to look really close for some of these, so I lean way in. Okay, so this one I think I had said it might fit really well right here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just taking a look at all the different kind of butterfly shapes we have. That one would work really well there. And this one actually, I think I can easily cut it out. Okay. But if I'm cutting it out, let's make sure this is really close, so maybe I don't have to trim it later. Okay. This part's the worst, trying to get up the sticker part off the backing. Okay. Okay, we're gonna grab this little set. Okay. So many different options, and you just have to look and see where you can fill it in. And because these are the pet tape with this design, if the butterflies overlap, like we've already got some overlapping butterflies that were in the design, so like that's not going to be a problem if that happens. Just trying to figure out what might fit that little thing. Those butterflies would be like way over. That would be a little weird. It's a little too far over, but that... Is that too far apart for those? So many designs, you guys, that you get out of this. think I might do that one. I definitely cut too hard there because I cut right through the backing. Whoops. Okay, so we'll put it like this so it's as close to this as possible, and you see it kind of just goes over and it's fine. Okay, so this is going to be easier, that's going to be easier. Let's figure out this part first. And oh my gosh, okay. Rolling it back up for a moment because we have way too much out. I can't tell what's going on. Oh no. Okay, I am gonna glue these on later. Definitely. Okay. Oh, that works really well right there. And that one's already cut here, so let's just grab it like that. And trim off that part because we're gonna put it right there. Okay, that's perfect. That one fits really perfectly there. Let's just go ahead and try to use this end because we've got like these little bits left. So let's just separate them out and see if we can use them up. Okay, so I think this was the one that I said would look really nice right there. So I'm just gonna trim off that little piece. Once I finish this part, then what we'll do is go ahead and get the journaling section set up. Okay, so do I want the flower in? I'm not sure, but I do want these other pieces. Get some pink in that area and that one. Yeah, that looks great. I'm not worried about any of the extra clear stuff around these except for the ones that go over the edge because I can either fussy cut them now or I can fussy cut them once they're on, and it's easier to fussy cut now. Okay. Perfect. Okay, just a little bit to trim on this one. These two edges, and I think just one little section. Cool. All right, so that's where we're at. Oh, I forgot to trim a piece. Okay. Okay, we are just gonna quickly pause and I'm gonna glue these down. I'll be back. Okay, so I just hot glued them on. We'll see if that's good enough. But this is where we're at. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have to decide. Ugh. Like, I love these, and some of the colors do work, but I think it's too cartoony for this spread. I think this spread needs a little more just upgraded style. So we're gonna leave it like this and use some pens. So I have mile liners. I need to pick colors. So I'm just pulling out a bunch of colors. We have this piece of paper that we've already started cutting. So I'm gonna look at some colors and decide what works well. I think teal would work definitely for over here. The problem is that I have a whole bunch of pastel mild liners coming in a box that I ordered, and they're not here yet. I always love this color. It's not really in the spread though. Here's another thought. Instead of mild liners, I have these other highlighters. Do I have ones that would match better? Or I go neutral with the lines. All right, so I've got these. There's this green. That works better, you see. There's this green. Almost the same thing, a little lighter. That might work. To any of these pinker ones. Work. I think the pink works pretty well, just thinking this through. And do I do like a beige? That's a nice light pink. Maybe I do pinks and greens with these. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Just piles of various highlighters everywhere. Okay. So what I like to do when I'm doing this part is decide how many days I'm going to be journaling in this. This is too skinny to really use, and I think I'm going to draw all the boxes this time. So, oh no, the hot glue didn't work on this one. Okay, I'm going to figure it out after this video. Okay, so this is going to be one day. This is going to be another day, then 2 days. So we're going to have 4 days of pages with this. So we have 4 colors here. So let's go ahead on this one to use the darker green. Just working through this. And what I like to do is add a box for the date. And then since this spread is going all the way across, I'll just do it like this. If I have a lot to write, I write on every single line. If I have just a little to write, I write only on the colorful lines. So it just depends on the day and how much time I have for journaling and all that. And at some point I decide to add a box and I'll just draw it. And what I've learned is to, before I draw the final line of the box, is to keep drawing my lines here so that I can figure out exactly where it's going to line up. Which that does line up here, but if it wasn't, I could have added, you know, a little bit more space to the box to make it all line up. Okay. And we'll add another box here. And this time we are just gonna go all the way down to the flower here. So I'm just gonna draw the line here and make it work. And this day, it's a lot of journaling space, so I will probably write them on every other line, on the colorful lines only, instead of, you know, like filling up the space. And probably one more box in here. And I'll just make it take up this whole bottom area. So there we go. And then the last thing when I'm creating each set of boxes is to outline it in some way. So for like the date, I'll just go like that. And for these ones, we'll outline it and then do a little bit of stitching. I think that'll look nice with this, so that's where you're going like this, just down the middle of the box. And you can see like my lines aren't straight and they're all over the place, so it doesn't need to be perfect. The pet tape and designs from Washi Tape Shop are perfect enough, so everything you add just adds character and makes it something that you can journal in. Oh, that's so cute, other than the butterflies that aren't sticking. I need to figure that out, you guys. Okay, maybe just super glue. All right, and so again, I do a thing like that and then start drawing lines. I don't know why I started drawing lines like this, but it just helps me see the page and space it out and just is really quite nice. So this one is quite light, but I like it. Okay, so see here, this one is below this line, so I'm just going to extend this one to here, and then the box lines up with the lines for writing, which is really nice. Then I'm going to do this whole side. And here we did run into the problem of the pet tape being in the way. So I am going to lightly cut closer to the image because there's a lot of excess right there. Let's see if I can pull that up. It ripped a little paper, but that's okay. And we're going to go back over it with highlighter. There. Okay. Guys, I love this spread. it's also really nice just to be working on this kind of stuff. I had a busy week with spring break and have not had very much creative time. It's Friday night. My husband went to a game night, getting out, and I had coffee this afternoon because I usually don't sleep well when he's here anyways, and I was just like, I haven't been crafty. I just want to create. So I'm staying up late and doing my creative thing. I'm sure I'll be tired tomorrow, but it's going to be well worth it. Okay, so that might not last because it went over the pet tape a little bit, but we're going to see how that works. So now the question is, on the 2 days that I'm doing on the next page, do I do them the 2 different colors, or do I pick one color to do for both sides? Because different colors would designate different days nicely, but on these pages, since I'm doing each one for just one day, it's like all the same color. So it might be nice to have it all the same color. I'm gonna do different colors. That's just what I'm gonna do. Okay, and our first box can go here. And our next box is just gonna take up this whole space. Yeah, okay. All right, and then the very light green over here. And because the other box started sooner on the other side, I'm just changing it up here and making it a little different. And this time I'm also just gonna have it fit that little space there. So that works pretty well. It may not line up with, oh, it does, never mind. It lines up with these lines. That's perfect. And we are almost done. And it is oh so cute. Remember, if you choose to shop at the Washi Tape Shop, you can save if you use my code. I think the code's AmyPlans10. I need to look that up. I'll write it in the description below, as well as link all the products that I used in this video. So make sure you check that out. And thanks so much if you do shop and use my link, because it does help me out without adding anything to your cost. Oh my, that one went a little large on the right side. Oh well. So after this, it's like 10:30 right now. I'm in the middle of reading a book called Iron Gold, and I'm gonna go have some cookies. I haven't been able to eat a lot of things because my son's allergic to eggs. That's one of the things he's allergic to. And found these cookies that are free of the top 9 allergens, which he's also allergic to peanuts and tree nuts. So it's been a ride. But I found these cookies, and they're basically for people with lots of allergies, and they look really safe. And I haven't had time to bake anything at home, so I got some of those, and I'm going to enjoy those and read my book. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning or day or whatever time it is when you're watching this. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll show you this finished result before we go. All right, it is so cute. I'm gonna glue these down tonight and they will stick, I promise. But this is so cute, you guys. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. See you around. Bye. Bye.